there we go. Welcome to the November 1st edition of Tuesday with Todd. Hello, I'm your host, Todd. That's how it works. First up, how's the mic sound? We got to do a mic check to make sure that you can hear me. So, one, it's not all crazy garbled, but two, I'm just not talking to myself here. So, it is the first day of November. We're back with another edition. We're talking about DTF transfers because that is what is on tap for the 14 days of Todd. So we're going to talk about that some. So I'm excited about that. What, what the 14 days of Todd is or are, I guess it depends how the sentence is created, and then what's going to happen on the 14th. And if we're lucky, we might get a dog that tries to break through a window because it is there. Very muffled sound. Very muffled. All right. Perfect. So not perfect. Let's go ahead and switch up the audio and see what we got. And let's see how that sounds. Because all I did was just internally switch it. Nothing there. So see how it is. Because we know that's the thing, is it's crazy. Like I didn't do nothing. It's gotta be internal. I guess that just gives me no reason to buy a new laptop, right? I couldn't think of a better reason to buy a new laptop. So now that you can hear me, we're going to talk DTF transfers tonight. We're going to talk what 14 Days Todd and what our big sale is. So we'll talk about that. So yeah, get your DTF questions ready. Let's go with that. Also, when you check in here, let me know where you're from, how the weather in your area. It is beautiful. It is beautiful here. We know that it's going to come to an end soon, but 70-degree days in November in the Midwest. I am sorry, I am inside. I will be outside a lot in the next 24 to 48 hours as I'm putting some stuff in the smoker for the teachers on Thursday. So we got some pulled pork, some chicken. We got some fun stuff going on in the grill. So I'm looking forward to that. So now we can get in here. We can check in with people. And, if you do have a cup and what's in it, I'm got a bang purple haze bang. Yeah, I need to find a box. So if you want to find a different box for that, that needs to go overnight for sure. Put the pearls in there. What? Nope, I did not put that in there. Yeah, because I forgot something in there. We had like crazy day today. Like legit, somebody last night at about 5:30, right trick or treat time, said, "Hey, I'm in a bind. Is there any way we can get 300 transfers printed tomorrow and overnighted?" Okay, let me look and see. I said I know I can have them to you by Thursday for sure, but I'm not sure if we can swing today just because I knew what the schedule looked like. I knew there was already rush jobs in there, but we were able to pull it off. We had a marathon print session today. I think we printed for about 8 hours straight. And we got a lot of stuff done. We're staying within our time frames of 3 to 5 days. So that's a plus. And everybody who got rush orders, their labels are getting taken care of. They're in shipping now and they will be going out. So I'm super excited for that. So we'll check in and see how everybody's doing. Darren, what's up? Hi to you. What's up, Chuck? How are you doing this evening? Eric, been a while. Have you? I don't think I've heard from you in like a week, Eric, since last time we were here. How are things new with you? So that's 50, partly cloudy in the Pac Northwest. Very nice. Curtis, hello to you. Linda, hey there to you as well. And we got the sound fixed, so that is good. There it is. Yep, sound is much better. Awesome. Partly cloudy. Nice change from the last couple of weeks that weren't rain. Yeah, it seems like there's been a lot of rain, but I mean, it's normal, right? Up there. Loving this, and he's thinking of playing hooky tomorrow. Well, who is this? Because, it says Facebook user. And StreamYard and Facebook don't always play nice together. So the way that I can at least have a better chance to know who you are, fatdadlive.com. Head right there. That'll get you, over to our YouTube channel, which that's where that domain will eventually get to. Crafting to Cash will get you there. So little by little, we're making those little changes. Crafting to Cash, boom. We've got that there. We've got the intro done. Next will be the banner for the YouTube channel. And then the YouTube channel name will all change over to Crafting to Cash. Because as we get going on more things, we're going to start doing some more fun-based projects. Not necessarily always, a crafty project in that. But, our main stuff that we do is, DTF, apparel, sublimation, white toner. So we're trying to to gauge where our audience has been, and a lot of our traffic has come from these things. People on the crafting side looking to make a business from it. So how can we do that? Hey, that's where crafting to cash came from. Showing them how to take their craft to cash, crafting to cash. You like that? So what we're going to do, anytime there's any of those viral videos that have something to do with any of those things, we're going to try our hands at that, see if it works. So if there's a good video that you've seen and you want to see if it works, send it my way and we'll try it out and we'll see what we can have with it. But we'll do that. We'll have more things on the tumbler side of things too, more things with rhinestones, whether heat applied or hand applied. We'll have the white toner stuff that we'll be doing, so whether that's on the water slides, which water slides is different than white toner transfers because there's different things. There's white toner transfers for hard substrates. There's white toner transfers for rough surfaces. There's white toner transfers for shirts. So there's a bunch of different white toner things there. So make sure when we're ordering that we are ordering the correct products for it. So we're going to go more into detail on those things. Plus, we'll have access to an embroidery machine, or a few of them, as you've seen if you've seen the shop build outs. So I'm looking at getting some more information on that. I know I'm a total noob when it comes to it, so I'm looking to learn more on the embroidery side of things and show off what I can do. Like when I spend that 10 minutes and I can do my thing, I'd be like, look, I made this. So we're going to talk more about that. We're building out a studio, so I think we had the layout down of it. So we're going to show more project-based, and we're going to have those standalone videos. So we're super excited about everything that's coming with the new move, with the new changes that are there. It is very, very, very fun right there. Let's see, what do we got here? Who else is there? Audrey, 76 in Texas. Sweet tea in the cup. I don't know when the last time I had a sweet tea was. Mixed with lemonade, yeah. That's been not too long ago. Sips, hello to you. It is 70 right now in Michigan. It's beautiful, isn't it? And look at that, Wendy, 72 in South Dakota. Not happy to be working today, but currently 3.5 weeks out. I know, right? It's that time of year where we buckle down. Fourth quarter is when we buckle down, but man, you really want to be outside, don't you? Like enjoying this because we know what's coming. We know it's coming. So if we're able to, but I don't think I've been outside at all today. Maybe to get dogs, but as far as because I was outside for about 5 minutes. Yeah, I've been working. That's how it goes. So yeah, right there. Greetings from Alabama. Greetings from Illinois. Eric, yeah, Raiden is normal. Just need a break now and then. Justin did the new day job. Thankfully, I seem to have Tuesdays and Wednesdays off. Awesome, Eric. How's the new job going? Everything going well for you there? Ooh, 84. Feels like 94, 90% humidity. Where are you from? Making printing and pressing a little miserable today in the garage. Oh, so first up, here's what we need to do. Is the garage attached or unattached? Because if it's attached, it'll be a lot easier to do. Because I would totally insulate that, and I would totally get a Mr. Cool and put that bad boy in there, so that way you can have some comfort. For about $3,000, you can get set up with that. But the insulation is where really pain is. But yeah, get a Mr. Cool and you'll be set, and you'll thoroughly enjoy that. Good evening to you as well, and hello, Jose and Jerry. Hi to you as well. Okay, so first up, let's talk. What is the 14 Days of Todd? Let me pull that banner off there so you can see that. So 14 Days of Todd. What this originally was going to be was because my birthday is November 14th. Typically, we run some kind of sale during this time, 14% off sale, something like that. We were going to do 14 videos each day, that was behind the whole Crafting to Cash launch. We're going to do that. We're going to have more produced videos. And so we're going to have 14 videos that we're going to drop on it. That did not happen. So what did we do? We're dropping 14 bundles. So one bundle per day. The next 14 days, we're doing that. And what does that mean? Well, DTF bundles, we're going to drop them each day. They are going to be on special. So they will be, that 25% off. I'm going to get the link in here for you. Excuse me. I'm going to get the link in here for you guys because this first one is going to be for Thanksgiving bundle. It's a Thanksgiving bundle. So we'll post that in here. And here's the thing, right? I'm going to go ahead, show this on the screen, copy, right click, go to the website. We'll bring it up on the screen and you can see what these ones are. These ones are going to be a Thanksgiving theme. So we're going to have 14 different transfer bundles that are going to drop each day between now and the 14th. Now, on the 14th, that's my birthday, folks. And so what we're going to do is we haven't decided on the time yet, but I'm guessing I think it's going to be in the evenings, probably about 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. So 7 East down to 5 and 4. But for 45 minutes only, because I'm turning 45, we're going to do 45% off all ready-to-press DTF transfers. So whether that's singles, whether that's bundles, whatever, we're going to do 45% off. Not a bad deal, right? And it'll only be for 45 minutes, though. That's it. If you have stuff in your cart and the 45 minutes is up and it doesn't work, so sorry. So sorry. There will be no if, ands, maybe laters. Can we try and get this discount after the fact? Nope. We're putting this out there. It is 45 minutes only, 45% off. It'll probably start at 6 and go to 6:45. Once that is done, boom, 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 boom. That's it. We're going to be set, ready to go. We will be offering local pickup once the storefront opens. We plan on soft opening this Saturday, but we still got some equipment to move in there. That'll probably be next week. Looks like we are shooting for a grand opening. Small Business Saturday is what we're looking at for that. But 1511 46th Avenue, Moline is where it is today. Facebook user, I just sent an email about mine I received yesterday. Well, Facebook user, I don't know who you are. So you're going to have to tell me who you can do that. Can you put it in the link in the Facebook chat too? No, I can't. It should go to that, but it's not going to that. That's why it's showing for there. So if somebody would be so kind to put it in the chat, that would be great. You can just copy that and put it in the chat because it looks like it is only letting me do it in the YouTube. I'm looking to see here when I post it, and let me see, post all. Can't post comments to some destinations. Let's see, and that looks like I need to, let's see what I need to do. When streaming the group, the comments look like this. To see you, ask viewers to visit StreamYard.com/Facebook. Yep, that doesn't help me. Can't post comments to some destinations. Let's see what it is. Post. Yeah, okay. I'm looking to see why. Facebook also doesn't allow posting comments to groups. So this is another reason to come on over to YouTube side of it, because I clicked a little button that says more information, and that's why it's not letting us do that, because yeah, it's just Facebook StreamYard thing apparently. So yeah, apparently that's what it is. So there, if we can put that, if anybody would be so kind to copy that and put it in there, that would be amazing. We are able to do that. Is there a way to figure out which side to print on sublimation paper? There should be a side that feels more clayey, if that makes sense, and one side that feels more papery. So that's what I would go with on that. So yeah, run over to YouTube. You can just you can get quick there, easy, betdadlive.com, and that'll get you over there. While there, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. We'll be able to get it. So I will bring up this new, nope, I don't want slides. I want to do a screen share because I want to show you what is on here. And we're going to go with the Chrome tab. Thanks, Wendy, for putting that up there. Look at Wendy. Wendy's coming through like a trooper and putting it up on there. Thanksgiving DTF. Here it is. All right. There it is. And now we're going to make this guy full screen. There it is, full screen. So that way you can see it there. And Wendy went ahead and put it in there. So now you can right click there, put it there. That's what it is. Good job. Okay, so here we go. Let's get in here. So Thanksgiving theme, we've got a bundle of these. All right, we'll bring it up here. We have Happy Thanksgiving. Everything looks better with a turkey with the Santa hat and sunglasses, right? Next up, save a turkey, eat pizza, which I think we've been known to do that for Thanksgiving a few times, to have pizza there ready for it. And this is kind of, I'm more of a thigh man, but hey, I'm a breast man. I mean, that's a good standard shirt to wear for Thanksgiving. I do like it moist. That is a good thing to have, a moist turkey. If you don't have a moist turkey, you got to put a lot of gravy on it. So I like it moist. Then we got the coolest turkey at the table. Coolest turkey at the table. And then gobble me, swallow me. I mean, I love gobbling turkey and swallowing turkey. I love turkey time. Gobble me, swallow me. Yeah. And then feast mode, because, hey, you got football, all right? Football goes hand in hand with it. 3 games now, what? Why not? Feast mode, man, right there. Football with all the legs. Then we got leg day because, hey, everybody loves turkey legs, right? Leg day right there. And then happy Thanksgiving. That's a cool little happy Thanksgiving for you. And then coolest turkey in the flock, because you probably are the coolest turkey in the flock. And then gobble till you wobble, right? We all do that. Get on the fat pants, take a couple buttons out or things out the belt, and you're set. And there we go. So those are the ones that just dropped right now. We are set, ready to go. So you can order those. Now, those are $36.99, free shipping when you order that. But remember, here's the deal. So they are 25% off. So you can wait till the 14th and go 45% off, but you're cutting into your Thanksgiving time, right? You got a limited time frame on some of these. So if you feel like waiting, go for it. But I think as we release these, your windows on some of these opportunities are going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. So there's going to be a lot of Christmas bundles. There's going to be some Hanukkah bundles. We're looking for a decent Kwanzaa bundle. There might be some even Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day in there, but we're really going to hit it hard for Christmas. That way you have every opportunity to get shirts out there. Now, on the 14th, we are going to go live, and we'll talk about the sale and what time it is and all that. We'll have it before then. We'll have the time. I'm almost positive it's going to be 6 p.m. 6 p.m. to 6:45 is when the sale is going to be. But what we're going to do is we're going to give some of these away, right? So we've got 14 days of it. I don't know. There might be 14 giveaways. There might be 1 giveaway with 14 bundles. There might be 3 giveaways with somebody gets 5 and somebody else gets, 3 and somebody else gets whatever's left of 14. We don't know, right? We don't know. But we will make sure to give those. We'll make sure to take care of those and get there. So look for that. Excuse me. Look for that too. Hey, look at that. Thank you again. There it is right there on the screen. FatDadCustomDesigns.com/Thanksgiving-DTF-Transfers-C134, whatever, right there. You can right click it. All right. So if you're new to DTF Transfers, that stands for direct to film, not dirty stuff like it was back when I was a young buck. But DTF Transfers, direct to film. Now, these can be applied to pretty much any garment. We have tried a lot of things, but there's a lot of things that we haven't tried. So always make sure to tell people you have to test. You have to test. We've done some things, but there's some things that, we've found that's just not good on. Anything that is going to, migrate colors, you're going to have some issues with those. So anytime there's like a full sub shirt, the thing that come to mind is the camo hex ones. Chances are that's going to come through on it. So you're going to want to test before you commit to these things. Different moisture wicking ones have different properties, right? Some work and some don't. It all depends on coatings and stuff, how they're done. So make sure you are testing these. The other thing too is, we have it recommended at 325 for 15 seconds, cold peel, repress for 10 using a cover sheet, using butcher paper, using anything that you have for a cover sheet. It will give different textures, depending on what you're going to use. But something to consider is, these are just ranges. We know that you can go as low as 275 to 85 with DTF transfers. You might have to increase the dwell time, but it can be done. So if you have a fabric that is more temperature sensitive, lower the temp, increase the dwell time. Test, because that's the thing that you want to make sure that it works for you. We have had issues where someone said, "Hey, this didn't work," and actually had some of the transfers, and I'm like, "It worked for me. Let's see what's going on." It came down to pressure. We just weren't using enough pressure, or they were trying to peel too soon. It still wasn't cold enough. So you can get yourself, like a marble top, marble what? Coaster. I couldn't think for a second. that'll use that as a heat sink, to pull it out there. What we'll do is we'll go through all of our shirts and then come back and do it. Now, if you're new to it, don't do that. Do the first one, let it cool, peel, so you have an understanding of what the process is. Because if you do one and then you just bang through, 50 shirts and you didn't do something right, 50 shirts done, you got 50 mistakes. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to what's on the transfer. Where is it applied at? How am I doing? Is my temperature right? Is my pressure right? You want to make sure you check all that with one first before you get yourself too far in it, because that is not fun. That's not fun there. The other thing we got is, when it comes to ordering transfers. So we have some options, right? When you order from us, excuse me, you can order single sheets. So, if you just want left chest, right? Hey, I know what I need for logo sizes, what I'm going to get for this. I'm just going to go that way with it. And so we have different sheet options. There's a 4.5 by 4.5 area, a 4.5 by 11 area, an 11 by 7 area, and then a 15 by 11 area. Now, these ones only allow one image per sheet. If you want to do a bunch of images on there, then that's when you're going to switch over to the gang sheets, which in my mathematical figuration, you're saving way more money when you go that route with it. But sometimes, you just send it in. There's times where you may have 100 of the same image. You can just send that in and say, hey, I do a request a quote. I need 100 of these. And what we do is we do a bulk rate pricing for you. So once you get over 10 feet, then we do a bulk rate pricing for it, because we have two options when it comes to transfers: your single sheets, which there's 4 sizes to choose from, and then your gang sheets, which are 3 sizes to choose from. Now, on your single sheets, let's say you select something like left chest, a 4.5 by 4.5. You select 4.5 by 4.5, and you send in an image that's 8 by 8. We're going to make it 4.5 by 4.5, because that's the sheet size you selected. So we're going to match the artwork to the sheet size. If you try and, when you really needed that to be from a large sheet, I mean, there's a big difference in price. A single DTF transfer at 4.5 by 4.5 is $2.50. A single DTF large 11 by 7 is $4. So you see, there's a big difference there. And when somebody orders, 10 or 12 of them, then that really messes things up. So make sure that you select the correct shirt size or transfer size for what your image is. Now, on the gang sheets, all right, does everybody understand? Did anybody understand that? Any questions on that? And single sheets, we do most just about everything now is gang sheets, but there are people who have 30 different images and they need 3 of this one, 5 of this one. Instead of just building it out, they just do everything on the single sheets, and then we build it out for them. And that's why in a gang sheet, you do all of that there. All we're doing is we're bringing it in, we're making sure everything's right with it, making sure, because the big thing that we're seeing, it's not saving the file correctly. And what does that mean? It means it's coming in with the background, and so we have a different color background. We throw it on there, and we're able to see, hey, yep, this has a white background around it. You need to be saving your images as PNGs with a transparent background. That is the best file to upload, or vector. If you have vector artwork, perfect, send it through. But the reason single sheets are more is because we have to lay it out, right? If you have 3 of this one, put in this one, there's more time in that. Gang sheets, in, done, go. So that's something to consider. If you're really, looking to save that money, gang sheets are the way to go with it. Now, when it comes to artwork, right? Artwork is a funny thing, because what's on your screen may not match what's on my screen, which may not match what prints out of that printer. Why? Because that's the way color works, right? That's the way color works. As far as best color palette to print from or to design in, RGB is going to give us the best blacks. If we do a black, and I should have did a CMYK black versus an RGB black, you can really see that there's a big difference in it. And the truest black is from the RGB black. So that's what I recommend doing, is done designing in that. Now, there are times when we have issues with things. Some colors are just harder to hit than other ones. Your blues and purples, excuse me, your grays, those ones can be a little harder to hit. So we print as is. We have the what we feel is the best. I just completely went blank. Profile, best profile selected to give us the best overall, pleasing, eye pleasing transfers. Because sometimes we can adjust one thing, and especially if it's something that's in a photo. If we start adjusting colors, while this color may look good, the rest of the photo doesn't because we've changed some stuff in it. So we go with the best that we can. It's always better to try and adjust things beforehand. Now, with that, if you need color matching, that's a separate beast. We can get into it, and there's times that we've spent 3 or 4 days with somebody going back and forth on colors. How does this look? Here's this. They've given us color codes. We've printed, matched, shipped off, so that way they're able to actually see them. Because once again, the picture that's on your screen versus the picture that's on my screen versus the picture I take on my phone versus what it looks like in to your eye isn't always the same. We all know this. We've ran into this, right? That screens lie, right? Your screens lie to you. So we can do our best with calibrations and all that, but your eye is the best thing to look at. So where one person's, blue may be another person's not so blue. We do our best to color match, but we print as is when it's coming there. So if something needs to be, an exact color, just use the request a quote feature. Let us know beforehand. Let's see what we can do. Give a color code call out. Get your Pantone colors. Let us know what it needs to be. And that way we can try our best to match it off that. There's just, we're digitally printing stuff. And what we have is, where some things aren't going to look, as vibrant maybe as what you thought they should. And sometimes it's in the artwork too. What we've have found and seen, especially here this week, there's a lot of artwork that's come in. It's just been bad artwork. Stuff that's low resolution, small images. So then when it goes to size up, it becomes very pixelated. So you want to make sure that you are submitting your artwork at the size needed. And this goes for, anything, wherever you're ordering any transfers from, and whether that's screen print transfers, DTF transfers, HTV transfers, sublimation transfers, you want to send those files in ready to go. You want to send them in the correct format. You want to send them sized correctly. Because remember, we don't know, right? If somebody orders, a 4x11 sheet and they send artwork that's 10 inches or 9 inches, we're going to print 9 or 10 inches because that's the way it was submitted. And so when they get it, they say, well, I selected the 4x11 sheet and it's not. Well, because your artwork wasn't. We don't know. So put as much, when you're filling out these, the order forms, you can put as much information in there as you want. And that way we're able to see what's in there and we're able to help you get a better transfer out of it. Because that's what we do. We don't want anybody to be disappointed, and we always do our best to make everything right with it. Now, they said when it comes to transfers, the gang sheets are going to be the way to go. Bundles, if you're not sure what you want or how to do it, get a bundle, right? Because there's enough in those. Usually everything has at least 11 in it. Now, there might be some that have a little less in it, and the price will reflect that. But, if you've got a bundle, and excuse me, most bundles, by the time you pay for you sell your third shirt, it's paid for the transfer. So then you get to make more off the remaining 7 or 8 that are in there. So think about that when it comes to bundles. Every bundle that you click on, yes, there's the bundle that's there, but you can get individuals of those files. So if you just like this one or that one, we can do that. Something else is the artwork is pretty well set. Unless it gives you options to change it. There might be some that we can change colors or we can change, maybe an insert or something there. They are as is. There's no changing or, hey, can you switch this font to this font? Can you try and add this? Can you change this color there? These are just printed as is because they're set up that way. So that way we're able just to bring it in and go. There's no more art. Now, there are times that we can do that, but you got to think if you want anything changed, there is going to be some art changes. There's art fees that go along with that, right? Because, hey, time's money. That's got to be accounted for. So anytime we do any art changes or anything for it, it's a $75 art fee. It's $75 per hour with a 1 hour minimum. So think about that. If it's not something that you're able to do, We are more than happy to help you. It's just $75 within a 1 hour minimum. We'll do our best to help you out with that and get it taken care of for you. And you're like, whoa, why is that? You know how many hours, weeks, days, months we've probably spent over the years doing artwork and we didn't get paid for it. And when we're doing that, things aren't happening, production's not getting done, emails aren't getting answered. We're taking that time away. And that's why, because we were like, yeah, we can go ahead and do that. And we started to start looking at it. It was like, okay, where are we really losing time at? And that's why with, stuff that we're like, oh, this is an easy fix. Sure, we can do it. It might not have been an easy fix. And so here's how we made it. So here, there's times when we've said, yeah, we can fix that file. Here's what it is, $75. And then magically the file shows up within 10 minutes the correct way, right? It's just somebody submitted. They didn't want to go look for it or whatever, so they expected us to do it. Nope, you got to go ahead and do it that way. So that way, hey, and then the same thing goes for you. If a customer is sending you artwork and, just make sure you're charging for it, right? Make sure you're charging your customer for that. Any changes that need to be made, you need to make sure that you're accounting for your time when it comes to it, because it's not free, right? And I know we've all done that one shirt order that said, yeah, I did it because, it's going to turn into something. They're going to come back for more orders. They're going to come back for more things. They're going to come back. Listen, that happens realistically, what? Less than 10% of the time, right? When that one shirt order that will turn into more. It doesn't happen as frequently as we would all like it to. As much as we'd all like all of us to say, yeah, just give me a sample of this, put it out there. Hey, it's not always sunshine and rainbows. So make sure you're accounting for that. Just like when you're doing your gang sheets, excuse me, I'm getting a little raspy through here. I was probably outside last night with the fire and the trick-or-treaters. We had a good time last night with trick-or-treaters. Hopefully you had a good time too. How many trick-or-treaters did you have? What do we figure? We probably had 250, 300 down here. I think other people in our neighborhood, so they have close to 5. We live in a cul-de-sac. A lot of the front houses of the cul-de-sac don't have lights on. And so kids are like, we got a limited amount of time. There's only a couple houses down there. We're just going to keep walking. So, hey, their loss. We have fun. But on your gang sheets, when you're doing things like that, look at your spacing. We have an 11.5 by, we have 3 gang sheet options. We have an 11.5 by 24, an 11.5 by 60, and 11.5 by 120. Now, when we make the move, there is a very good possibility that we'll be able to get a dryer that's going to fit through a doorway that we needed to, and then we'll be able to offer the wider sheets. So we'll be able to go to the 22-inch sheets, which will change how we're able to set up things and do it. But that's the thing. Like, until then, that's how it is. We will do our best to make that happen. So we're actively looking for a good wide format small shaker dryer, because it has to fit through the smallest door that has to go through is 36 inches. So we got to make sure that it's smaller than that, and it's a fine line there. But where was I going with that? Oh, when you're doing gang sheets, hey, you're building that out. If there's some room in there to throw in some extra logos of some people that you want to work with, some other businesses, add them on there. Like, you could take a 24-inch gang sheet, right? 11 by there. So you got 2 foot to work with. You could fill that up, and that gang sheet, I believe off the top of my head, is $14. You could fill it up with hat size logos, that you can use on koozies, left chest, hats, and you can make those for samples for your customers, right? Here, what do you think of this? This is something we can do for you. Thanks for doing business with us. Made this with you on it. Now is the time where, a lot of companies are going to start looking for those gifts for their employees, right? They're going to have the holiday shirts. They've got money to spend at the end of the year. They want to give, presents. So they're going to look at coats, jackets, hats, fun stuff. It's where you come in. We're talking package deals here. Hey, here's a 12 shirt deal, a 24 shirt deal, 48, 96, 144, whatever. Make a bundle, make a deal with it. We're trying to put something together with, hats and hoodies. What I like to do is, when it comes to packages like that, I'm not a huge fan of, like a discount more. It's more let's add value, right? So here's the hoodies, buy the hoodies, you get the t-shirts free, that type of thing. Now, we do have a couple specials where we run where, you get 100 shirts for $6 a shirt. Just bare bones. Here's what it is. If you want to spend more, you can get better options, but they're pretty much throwaway shirts. I tell people that one of the things that you want to do when it comes to selecting products, is you got to think, when somebody says, "Hey, I want the cheapest product you have, right? I want the cheapest hat that you have to put something on because I'm just giving it away, and the cheapest shirt because I'm just giving it away." Do you though? Do you really want the cheapest one? And this is where you explain to your customers, "Hey, a cheap shirt, is that really going to get worn? If you go with 100% cotton shirt, because it's cheapest, is that really going to get worn? Probably not. It's going to get, thrown in a drawer and tossed into rags or whatever. Now, if you use a nice soft shirt, go to your soft style, go to your Bella, go to your Next Level, go to your All Made, go to something nice. Yeah, you're going to spend more, but you're going to get a more comfortable shirt. Better chance of people wearing it. So think about that. When it comes to your upsell to your customers, I know they want to be value friendly, but hey, let's look at this. Maybe you want 48 shirts, but you want 48 shirts that nobody's ever really going to see once you give them out, or do you want 24 shirts that you're probably going to see again? So there's different ways to try and upsell for your customers and do that. And as we grow, level up, you'll see the specials and deals that we run with that and how that works, because we were going to have a couple different packages to go all the way around. But yeah, do that. Super simple, super easy, right? To go ahead and just put some extra logos on those transfers for it, so that way you're able to move it out there. It is in Equid. You go into Equid and search your name, because hers was a quote. This was a quote that turned into an invoice, which that's one thing about Equid that somebody will fill out a quote. It's zero price. Everybody does that, right? When it comes to shipping, we use Pirate Ship and everything is transferred in, but it won't pull in 0 item things. So it won't pull in quotes. So it's kind of a pain there, because then you have to go through Square, and Square isn't set up perfect to pull all the information in from Equid either. So sometimes we have to do a little finagling, and that's the shipping department is working hard over there to make sure that everything goes out today, because there's a good amount of stuff that's going out today. I really like it. All right. Darren says, that's one thing I battle with trying to explain when it comes to artwork and changes. Yeah, it's not that simple, right? This isn't, this isn't Burger King, where we can't make it your way, right? We've got things that have to happen, and if you want to do that, the other thing too is, how soon do you need it, right? On rush orders, like for our rush cutoff is 10 a.m., right? So we can do same day prints as long as we have the order by 10 a.m. It's paid for, the artwork is correct. It's less than 50 feet. We can print about 50 feet an hour, and we know what our capacity is for the day. So that's why we say, hey, 50 feet, have we done 60 and 70 feet? Yes, because we can add it there. But we know that that's an hour. So at 10 o'clock, here's what we can do to move stuff around. So I say 3 to 5 business days. We know where our print schedule is. Most everything is going out within 3 days. But if there is an absolute in-hand date that you need, this, once again, goes for whatever product you're ordering from whatever vendor. I don't care if it's blanks. I don't care if it's transfers. I don't care if it's apparel. You need to know what your in-hand date is. So if I'm going to deliver these on Friday to a customer, I need to have these no later than Thursday, because I am not liking to press day of for a customer. There's too many things that can screw up. I always want everything at least at the very latest the day before, right? I want to have time. I don't want to be rushed for it. So if that's Thursday, then you need to make sure, and today's Tuesday, right? So, all right, it's after 10 a.m., so I can't do same day. So I have to do next day. So that way it goes there. And then I have to do, next day shipping. So there's charges that go along with that. If you can't just say, hey, I want these printed next day and then I want standard shipping. You can, but that might be 3 days before it gets to you. So you paid for rush, and then it's printed, it ships out on Wednesday, 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Monday. Well, now you missed your deadline. So know what your deadlines are for your customers when it comes to ordering your products. Know how long something's going to take. Always ask too. Like even for us, we order, Sanmar, SNS. Most of the time, it's a 1-day ship, but we don't ever count on that. Because the minute we count on that and say, yeah, okay, this is here, I can order it and it'll be here, that's the day that, everything's a day behind. And then something happens at a facility and it takes 2 or 3 days to get to us. So we know what our delivery times are with stuff. We know what our in-hand days is. You have to know that if you're going to not be stressed out. And listen, this is a fun business, right? This is a fun job. We get paid to put smiles on people's face, right? There's nothing better than when you give that package to the customer. It doesn't matter what package it is, whether you're doing sublimation, whether you're doing DTF, DTG. Oh yeah, I forgot we got access to DTG, so we're gonna do some videos on that too. It doesn't matter your process. When you give that to a customer and their eyes light up and that smile comes off, that's what we do it for. Sure, the money is great, that pays the bills, but the smiles are worth miles, man. It is just to see that, the smiles across people's face, the joy that you bring to them. You're able to recreate something for them, or you're able to give them something for their company. The new startup business that you just did a package where you got them hats and hoodies and t-shirts and business cards and yard signs and banners and did all that. Which if you're not bundling stuff and you don't have packages for that, you need to look into that. Look into how you can bundle your services, especially new businesses. Look around you. If you go into a business and you see that, hey, they're not all wearing the same shirt. They're not even wearing work shirts. I probably put something together here, right? Yeah, come up with a little flyer. Hey, I saw that you guys kind of, don't have a consistent message here. We offer a special like this. Here's 24 shirts. Here's what we can do it for you. Here you go. Knock yourself out. We'd love to help you out with you. Maybe we can work out a little trade. I like eating. You like serving food. You think maybe we can work a little deal here, right? Barter is king. And I tell you, restaurants don't have any problem bartering with you. Like if I could get paid in tacos, yeah, we can do this. And then we can get, free tacos every week. Yeah, think about that. So how can you work that? There's ways to work around it. As business owners, we love to barter because we know what the value of something is. Somebody else knows what the value of something is. They know, yep, I know it costs less for them to do. Yeah, I know it costs you less to do. How can we make this work? Okay, so you want to do half as a payment and half as a barter? Awesome. How can we make that work for each other? So start looking around. When you go into places, see things. When you go into a place and you see that that they don't have hours on their window, or their signs are a little janky, how can you fix that for them? How can you help them with that? That's what we are. Solution providers and smile makers. That's what we do. We love our job. And we love seeing our work out there. There's nothing better than when you see something years later of that you did, and you're like, yep, it's still holding up, looking great, because that return business from it. Reach out to your top customers. Hey, how are you guys doing? I don't need anything from you. I don't want anything from you. Just checking in with you. How's business going? Just seeing how you're doing. Maybe something's there, maybe it's not, but just let them know you're thinking of them, you care, and you can't wait to work with them on the next job. Follow them up, see what they're doing. Is there something fun going on, something cool? Hey, I noticed you guys did this. Really awesome job. Good job supporting the community, giving back. Happy to be able to help you with that. Anything that you can do to increase your brand awareness is going to help your brand. And like I said, you're going to see a lot of these put into motion with the new business. So I'm super excited to share that. And not everything is going to be a home run. There's going to be a lot of bunts and singles. You know what? Because those little ones, every once in a while, you're going to hit that grand slam, but those little hits, those little dribblers through the infield, those are what's going to pay the bills on it. So we're going to, you're going to see we're going to put in this, and we're going to make that work. And and for us, this is one of them. Running the 14 Days of Todd, because it sounded fun. So why not? And I didn't realize how stressful it was to make sure to have 14 bundles ready to go and make sure the artwork's there. The other thing too is on our artwork. When you purchase a bundle, even for purchase, go to the website, right-click save on those images, post them on yours. Hey, here you go. Any interest in these? Because that's what you can do. Go ahead and use it for it. Now, when you get transfers, this is something else that somebody asked about, and I know we've talked about it before. It is on. We thought it was on all of our DTF instructions, but come to find out it's not on all of them, and we now think we have all of them that was out there. But when you get DTF transfers, especially on what is that thing called? When it comes on the roll. When it comes on a roll, looking like this, and you've got that on it, this color bar needs to come off. Now, you can cut it off, you can do whatever. If you press this, that's going to stay there because that's ink, that's got powder on it, that's been cured, that is a transfer ready to go. So make sure to cut that off there. We do have it. I know it. I just looked when we package this stuff up that it is on those instructions. So, yeah. So like this gang sheet, right? Gang sheet is cut off. So, yeah, the big ones here, and I love that one. So I love the colors in it, and that's what I mean. You know, colors are colors, man. But they had here, but right there. Make sure you cut that off so that way it's going to end up on the shirt. Nobody wants that. Vinyl remover will take it off, but it's a pain. It's a pain. And vinyl remover can mess up shirts. That's why I say always start with it. Believe me, I've done it. I believe when there was I don't know what it was. I just did one and just zipped it off. Didn't even think about it until as soon as I closed the press, I'm like, oh. So luckily I caught it and was able to cut it off. So yeah, it is. It's something that can happen. So just take your time on it. You know, look at everything because just like any other transfers, if there's stuff that's on it, hey, that's going to transfer on it. If there's sometimes in artwork, what we've seen is somebody will use like remove BG, right? So they'll use remove.bg and remove the background for it. Well, it might take out some of the text and the words. We don't know that, what it's supposed to look like. The other thing is it might not take out all the white. So there might be pieces there and there might be a floater here and a floater there because it just takes out what it needs and what's not there. So you have to make sure that you're putting stuff on a solid background, one when you send it in to see, hey, is there anything that looks weird here? Is there anything out of place that doesn't look here? Is there anything that should be here? The problem with putting stuff on white backgrounds and black backgrounds, you put on a white background, you can't tell if your image has any white. If you have a JPEG and you put on a white background, guess what? You're going to think you're going to go print it. It's not like sublimation. Sublimation can't print white, so it doesn't care where white is, right? Whatever, we can print from that. DTF does. So you need to make sure that your image is PNG format, transparent background. Because if there's anything in it, any white, anything like that, it will print. I promise you, it will print. If there's any little hangups in it, any voids that are filled, it is going to print. When you size things, if you trim things off and you make your layout over it, if you're using Canva and you're not putting things in there right, we don't know what it's supposed to look like. So if something's cut off, it's going to be cut off. We can't fix that. That's in your artwork. So make sure you're just taking the time on your artwork, looking at how it is, pushing everything through. Okay, is this right? And at worst thing that you can do is just ask, right? Like, hey, does this look right? It should look like this. We had somebody else that needed images overnighted. They had a third party build gang sheets for them. They got the artwork back from them. They sent it to us. We printed, and then they came back and said, hey, all these transfers are wrong. And my heart dropped because it was an overnight job. It was 30, 40 feet worth of transfers. And I'm like, what in the hell? I'm like, well, what's it supposed to look like? And so they sent an image, and then I sent the image on a yellow or on a green background back to them and said, that's not there. So we printed it as submitted. It's not there. So when they went back to their designer, and I had actually talked to the person who built the sheet for them, and they're like, that's the artwork I got. And I'm like, well, that's the artwork I got. And come to find out the artwork that they sent to them, they'd used remove BG, and guess what? There was white in it, so it took the white out. They didn't notice it. So that's where paying attention to your artwork is so important, especially when it comes to rush jobs. That's where rush jobs can really, really, really hurt sometimes, because if you, if you are out there, and you're like, okay, I need this, because like I said, there's somebody last night that got with us, it was 5:30 and said, hey, can I get 300 transfers printed out tomorrow overnight? And we have them. Yes. Okay. We were able to do that. Artwork was great. Everything was fine, set, ready to go. We were able to make that happen. We had somebody else at 10:07 this morning said, hey, is there any way I can get a rush for this job? And we're like, well, how many is there? Because that's what, like I said, it's already after the cutoff, and you're going to pay a 50% fee, right? So, and it was just, I think it was just a 10-foot is what they needed. So 10 foot is $45. So they paid, $22.50 for a rush fee, because our rush fees are percentage based on whatever your order is. So the higher your order is, the more the rush fee. It's something just to consider. So if your timeline's there, look at the rush fees. 50% for same day, 25% for next day, and then 10% for 3-day. Because they're what?
It will print.
What do you mean it won't print?
It just keeps popping up error printing a roll of printer. The printer couldn't print label.
Did you just add new printer paper to that?
So I've advanced it. I've turned it off. I've unplugged everything.
You get it figured out because I got 8 more minutes live, and then I'll be over there. I see, and this is what I mean. Shipping department has a massive meltdown, and I'm live, and I don't know. I would reset the computer, and that's where I would start at resetting when everything else fails and nothing's working right. Just reset the computer, reset the monitor, reset the printer, reset everything, and then just bring it back up and see what happens. Because that's the first thing I'm going to do is reset it, and then it'll work. We ran into that with DTG printer was offline at the shop, and we said, like, did you move anything on the internet? And like, nope, plugged it all back in there. Everything was working fine. And so I said, reset it. Reset the terminal that was on the DTG, and guess what? It found itself. So things like that happen. But you have to make sure that you're doing, pay attention to artwork, pay attention to when things are working and not working, man, because it's tough. Where else were I? Where else was I going with that? I don't know.
Talking about rush shipping. And
rush shipping.
10%.
Yeah, and then 10% 3-day. But most stuff is going out 3 to 5 days. So, if you need something, and you have an in-hand date, look and see. Okay, can I just let it go in 3 to 5 days, and then can you get here with regular shipping? Ground shipping right now, 3 to 5 days too. So think, if I order this today, 3 to 5 days, standard turnaround, 3 to 5 days, UPS ground. So that's 6 to 10 days. Is that enough for your deadlines? If not, you need to look at some of those other options. To upgrade to next day, or to upgrade to 2-day shipping is usually $20 or so, 25, right in there. Next day can be anywhere from 35 to 80, depending on the amount of transfers and where it's going. So think about that. We can kind of get a good estimate in it. And there's times even when rush fees, we'll send it, like here, yep, it's 35. We send it through. It ends up being 40. We just eat it. It's part of the rush fee part of it too, where, hey, moving stuff around, getting stuff here, you're moved to the front of the line. If there's a little extra in shipping, then we're able to cover that and get it out the door to you. So, pay attention to that. What's going on? When you need it? When do you need it by? Your in-hand date is the most important thing. The other thing too is make sure that you have the rights to print transfers, right? Some of the people that are selling images in that, they don't want the transfers made out of them. Like, no, you're selling it for this. I do not give you permission to go have somebody else print transfers for you. So make sure that, whoever you're buying from, your designers or whatever, have that, that's okay with them. Because the last thing I want to do is have anybody get pissed off at me. And I'm like, they checked the box that said it was there. I don't know where artwork comes from and whether they, did them themselves, if they bought it off Etsy, or if they bought it off Creative Fabrica, or if they had a designer make it for them. I just don't know. So, make sure that all of your artwork is good to go on it and everything's fine. But yeah, that pretty much covers it. Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, DTF transfers? Because I've got another thing here in like 5-7 minutes to head off to the next one. But 14 Days of Todd going on right now. We dropped Thanksgiving bundle today. I'll put it in the group. There's going to be a new bundle each day for the next 14 days, now through the 14th. The 14th, most likely at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will have 45% off for 45 minutes on your ready to press DTF transfer. So that's not custom orders or anything like that. That's just everything it's in the ready to press. So all the bundles that are in there, individual transfers, 45 minutes from 6 o'clock to 6:45. You place an order at 6:46, didn't go through. Sorry, man. Don't know what to do. What are the spots that show up after pressing cooling? So there's a couple things that's with that. It could be humidity issues. It could be, we've seen that more when we have a huge transfer or a huge shift in transfers and temperatures. What you can do is most times a wet cloth we'll wipe it right off of there. If you do it before the second,
Butcher paper.
or butcher paper, yep, use butcher paper as your cover sheet, right?
Right, and that sucks most of it.
Yep.
It's usually not there. After that, you can wipe it with the water.
Yeah. On your second press, use the butcher paper, and that usually takes everything away with it. Sometimes too, if they come through when you get your transfers, that they're a little, they feel a little wet-ish. There's different theories on what causes that, but you can throw that under your heat press, especially if you have a hover one, minute or two, and what it does, it'll dry it out for it there. It could be look, see, I told her to reset everything, and what happened? Now it's printing away.
I didn't even open it back up and it's printing.
Yeah, see, as soon as it did it there's something. I bet there's something stuck in queue or something went there, but she reset it as soon as it fired up. It started printing. Remember that. Just reset your computers, guys. Go with it from there. Thanks, Patty. And if anybody ever has any questions, just ask. Be that asshole, right? Just ask. I would rather answer 100 questions now than 100 questions after you place an order, because then that's when it's like, okay, you've already placed it there. And that's the other thing. If you're placing an order and you've submitted artwork and you're doing this, once we print, that's it. We don't know. So, there's no refunds on that stuff. There's no exchanges. We print as submitted artwork. We don't know what stuff's supposed to look like. I try and catch when there's backgrounds on things that I notice, but on that, a lot of this comes down to you and your artwork. If it's not the right artwork, if it's not sized correctly, it's not that. We did our job. We printed what was sent. So make sure that you are checking on that. I say, do you always have to give a shipping time if not asked? I agree, important to ship in a reasonable time. Do you always have to give a shipping time if not asked? When we ship out, they get tracking information. So, we say, for everybody that orders from us, we use UPS, right? So UPS ground is typically how we transfer or how we ship. Most everything in Illinois will get to you next day, but there's times when it's not. We've got a place that's an hour away from us that we ship to at least a few times a week. Sometimes it's 1 day and sometimes it's 2 days. It depends what happens in Cedar Rapids. Gets to Cedar, and sometimes it just sits there for a day and moves. So when they know when they need something pronto, to go ahead and overnight it, so that way it gets there. The other thing too is if you need to overnight things on Friday, remember, overnight on Friday means Monday. If you need Saturday delivery, let us know, because that's a totally different ballgame with that. The other thing we've seen too is sometimes overnight on a Friday and Saturday kind of puts things wonky come Monday. I don't know what it is, if they can't figure it out, if something just sits there too long over the weekend. So try not to do overnight on Friday if you're not going to do Saturday delivery. What we do is sometimes we can ship out on the weekends, but the only thing that ever gets shipped out that gets picked up for our UPS carrier is 2-day and next day. Those are the only things that get picked up. Everything else waits until Monday that goes out anyway. So think of that when you're placing your order. And for us, business day, if you're ordering now, tomorrow's the business day. Like we're closed, right? Our same day cutoff is 10 a.m., 50 feet. Anything after that is processed there. But we process orders as they come in. As long as your artwork's good, you'll go right into the print queue with it. We're trying to get things out as fast as we can. Like I said, everything is pretty close to 3 days right now. As longest might have been a 4-day in there. But the reason being is there's times when there's 2 orders right now that I'm looking at that are 160-ish feet each. So if I can bang out a bunch of little orders and then print some of that at the end of the day, get going, then I get more stuff out with that than instead of printing that and trying to do it the other way. So they've kind of set up there where those smaller orders, when it goes in the print queue, you're here, that's getting filled up, and then yours are going behind that. It's still going out in that same time frame. And if we get to day 4 and you're not there, you're first one up. So we're doing our best to get everything out to you as quick as possible. But that's all DTF stuff. If anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, you can always reach out to us. Find us. You can get us on our website, Fat Dad Custom Designs, and we will there, fatdadwholesale.com, and we'll get you all your information. All right, you guys have an amazing day. We'll be back tomorrow morning mindset. We'll talk about tomorrow's morning there. We do that Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Make sure, subscribe, do all of that fun stuff. And next Tuesday, we might get back into pressing some things. We might do some white toner stuff. So, like I said, you guys have an amazing afternoon, evening, whatever. Look for the next bundle drop across the board over there. Peace, love, press on. We will see you guys next time.